안녕하세요, 트와이스입니다.
무슨 맛인지도 모르면서 덜컥 10년을 해버렸지.
이렇게 아홉 명 다 같이 오래오래 할 수 있을 거라고는 누가 뭐 정석으로 하겠습니까? 트와이스가 하는 거지.
10 years of music, memories, and magic. Now it's time to look back at our shared journey. 2015 was a turning point for K-pop. Second-generation groups like Girls' Generation were shifting, and legendary acts like 2NE1 were fading from the spotlight. The industry needed fresh faces, new energy, something to fill the gap left by the giants who had defined an era. JYP Entertainment had a plan, and it wasn't a safe one. 16 trainees, 1 survival show, and only 7 guaranteed spots. It was bold, unpredictable, and the whole nation was watching. That's how the story of Twice began. Not in comfort, but in competition. The show quickly became a phenomenon. Viewers watched Nayeon and Jeongyeon rise as natural leaders. Tsuyu and Mina drew attention with their quiet charisma. They witnessed the heartbreak when Momo got eliminated, then the shock when JYP brought her back at the last minute, explaining that the group needed her dancing skills. It became one of the most talked about moments in survival show history. By the finale, 9 trainees had earned their spot, completing the lineup that would become Twice. On the 20th of October 2015, Twice debuted with and something felt different. The song opened with Twice dancing and singing in a rundown hospital filled with zombies, a concept nobody expected from a JYP girl group. While other rookies played it safe with bright concepts or girl crush aesthetics, Twice went bold and quirky. The music video mixed horror with catchy pop, creating something that stood out in a crowded market. Then, the numbers started rolling in. The track became the first K-pop debut music video to hit 50 million views on YouTube. The song entered the Korean digital chart at number 22 and slowly climbed, peaking at number 10 3 months later. A rare achievement for a rookie group. Within months, Twice were sweeping rookie awards at every major ceremony, signaling that a new powerhouse had arrived. But the real achievement came from what JYP had built. 9 members from 3 countries, Korea, Japan, and Taiwan. Each brought distinct personalities and strengths, and the survival show had already created a pre-debut fan base deeply invested in their journey. Twice had the foundation. Now, they just needed to prove they could turn it into lasting success. April 2016 brought and with it, Twice found their formula. The song bounced with irresistible energy, blending cheerleader chants with melodic verses. But the real magic was in the choreography. When Sana delivered the iconic line, Korea fell in love. The move became a nationwide trend, from celebrities in variety shows to office workers on their breaks. It was a cultural moment, and one of the most documented in K-pop history. Cheer Up went on to dominate the charts for weeks, earning Song of the Year at both the Melon Music Awards and Mnet Asian Music Awards. In just 6 months, Twice had gone from promising rookies to certified hitmakers. October 2016 brought and the game changed completely. The song told the story of teenage heartbreak with a Halloween twist, and the music video showed each member in playful costumes, capturing every shade of emotion. When they formed a TT shape with their hands to mimic crying eyes, the internet exploded. TT became the first music video by a K-pop girl group to hit 100 million views on YouTube. The views kept climbing, 200 million, 300 million, and now sitting at over 700 million. It achieved a perfect all-kill on Korean charts, holding the top spot for 4 straight weeks. Kids learned the dance, variety shows copied the pose. The TT gesture became a cultural phenomenon. With TT and Cheer Up, Twice had cemented themselves as one of Korea's most beloved girl groups. But as the spotlight grew brighter, so did the expectations. Could they keep the momentum going? 2017 answered that question with force. February brought Knock Knock, their first comeback of the year. The playful tone, bright energy, and addictive hook extended their winning streak, proving Twice's formula for success was still unbeatable. Signal dropped in May with an alien-themed concept that split opinions. Its quirky choreography and unusual song structure caught fans off guard, marking a bold shift from universally loved hits like Cheer Up and TT. Yet, despite the mixed reactions, Signal still topped major charts, proof that Twice had earned enough trust from the public to take creative risks. Likey arrived in October and erased every doubt. The music video became the fastest by a K-pop girl group to hit 100 million views at that time, while the album Twice-to-gram sold over 300,000 copies, an impressive feat in an era when physical sales for girl groups were fading. December brought Heartshaker, a festive winter anthem that kept their momentum alive. Its cheerful melody and cozy visuals captured the holiday spirit perfectly, topping charts and extending Twice's streak of consecutive number ones. By the end of 2017, Twice had achieved something remarkable: 6 consecutive number one hits. Every comeback, no matter the concept, topped charts and dominated music shows. They had cracked the code to the Korean public's heart. Bright melodies, addictive choreography, and that effortless chemistry that made them feel more like friends having fun than idols chasing perfection. 2018 continued the streak with 3 back-to-back hits that defined Twice's golden era. What Is Love saw the members reenact iconic movie scenes, from Pulp Fiction to La La Land, creating a nostalgic connection with fans across generations. It became one of their biggest hits yet, earning over 800 million views and securing their 3rd consecutive Song of the Year. Dance the Night Away switched things up with a breezy tropical sound and beach visuals that screamed summer freedom. It performed strongly both in Korea and across Southeast Asia, showing Twice's growing global pull. Then came playful, assertive, and full of attitude. The message was clear: you don't get to say no to Twice. It shot to the top of charts instantly, proving their reign was far from over. Every comeback during this era followed a pattern. Drop a song, watch it dominate charts, sweep music shows, then gear up for the next one. Twice had become the standard by which other girl groups measured success. But even with all their wins, one thing was clear: dominating Korea wasn't enough anymore. If they wanted true global status, they had to take their sound beyond home country. Japan had always been a key market for K-pop groups. The opportunities were huge, but real success there required understanding the culture and audience. Twice approached it carefully. They debuted in Japan in June 2017 with #Twice, a compilation of their Korean hits in Japanese. The response was overwhelming. The album topped the Oricon charts, and showcase tours sold out instantly. Wanting to build genuine roots, they began releasing original Japanese songs, appearing on local shows, and communicating directly with fans in Japanese. Momo, Sana, and Mina naturally became the link between both sides, helping Twice connect on a deeper level. By 2019, Twice had achieved what no K-pop girl group had done before: a full dome tour in Japan. These massive venues are typically reserved for top J-pop acts, yet Twice sold out every single show. Their album BDZ went platinum, and their name became a regular presence on Japanese charts. Twice weren't just expanding anymore. They had truly become part of Japan's mainstream pop scene. While conquering Japan, Twice did something that people never expected. April 2019 marked a turning point with
Fancy.
the song introduced a sleeker sound and a confident, mature image that announced a new era for Twice. Gone were the bright, bubbly concepts that had defined their early years. Fancy presented 9 confident women who had evolved beyond the cute image. The choreography was sharper, the styling more refined, and their vocals stronger than ever. Fancy hit #1 on Korean charts and topped the Billboard World Digital Song Sales chart. The music video hit 100 million views faster than any of their previous releases, forcing even critics to acknowledge Twice's evolution. September 2019 brought
You make me feel special. 세상에 아무리 날 주저앉혀도
And this time, the message hit deeper. Behind the glamour, each member had faced burnout, anxiety, and the weight of living under constant scrutiny. Feel Special spoke directly to those experiences, about feeling small, lost, and then finding light again through friendship and fans. The vulnerability struck a chord. The song topped major Korean charts, sold over 500,000 copies, and earned multiple music show wins. But more importantly, it changed how people saw Twice, not just as idols, but as humans who had grown, endured, and found strength together. The 2019 Twice Lights World Tour proved just how far their influence had spread. They performed across Asia, North America, and Southeast Asia, selling out every stop, including the iconic Los Angeles Forum, a venue reserved for world-class acts. By the end of 2019, Twice had accomplished what every group dreamed of: chart-topping hits in Korea, a platinum legacy in Japan, massive world tour, and a seamless shift into a mature sound. Then came 2020, and suddenly, the world went silent. The pandemic hit K-pop like a tidal wave. Tours were canceled, stages went empty, and global promotions froze overnight. For many groups, momentum vanished. But Twice adapted. More and More dropped in June 2020 with a tropical house sound and vibrant, dreamlike visuals that felt like a short escape from reality. Performing to empty studios felt strange, but the song still topped Korean charts, proof that Twice's momentum was unstoppable, even in lockdown. Then came I Can't Stop Me in October, embracing a sleek, retro synth pop that defined the year's musical trends. With neon aesthetics and sharp choreography, it became a streaming powerhouse, thriving in a world where live shows had vanished. Their album Eyes Wide Open sold over 500,000 copies, despite the pandemic's impact on physical distribution, solidifying Twice's staying power. And just when fans thought they'd seen it all, Cry For Me arrived, darker, raw, and hauntingly emotional. The track became an instant fan favorite with its intense vocals and dramatic production. Despite not having a full promotional cycle, Cry For Me went viral and is now considered one of their best songs. By 2021, Twice had set their sights on the global stage. The Feels, their first English single, became a breakthrough moment, entering the Billboard Hot 100 and earning US radio play, a rare feat for any K-pop girl group. Alcohol Free brought breezy summer charm. Scientists leaned into refined maturity, and Talk That Talk reminded everyone that Twice could still turn any comeback into an event. Every release became proof that Twice had outgrown the idol image. They had become a defining name in K-pop. As 2022 approached, Twice faced the inevitable 7-year curse. Most groups crumble or lose members when contracts expire, but not them. When JYP announced that all 9 members had renewed, the industry was stunned. No drama, no departures, just loyalty. Twice had proven that unity could outlast fame and money. But renewal was only half the battle. The 4th generation had arrived. aespa brought experimental production and massive success. IVE captured attention with royal concepts and stunning visuals. Le Seraphim and NMIX added to the competition. The landscape had become more crowded, more competitive, and more unpredictable. Twice had beaten the odds once more. The question now was simple. After surviving every storm, could they continue to shine in a new era? 2023 opened with Twice making bold, creative choices. Moonlight's Sunrise, their second original English single, dropped in January and pushed deeper into the Western market. The track performed strongly on global streaming platforms, proving Twice now pursued international success head-on. Set Me Free followed in March, blending disco grooves and synth bass lines with intense choreography. 9 years in, Twice showed they were still fearless, and onces followed wherever their sound went. The real power move came with the Ready to Be World Tour, Twice's biggest yet, spanning North America, South America, Asia, Europe, and Australia. When the venues were revealed, SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles and MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, the industry took notice. These are Super Bowl-level arenas, holding 70,000 to 80,000 people, and Twice became the first K-pop girl group to headline them. Both shows sold out, backed by top-tier production, live bands, and solo stages for every member. February 2024 brought I Got You, a heartfelt pre-release single that highlighted Twice's vocal growth and unbreakable bond. Soon after came One Spark and the mini-album with Youth, which surpassed 1 million sales, a staggering feat nearly a decade into their career. Competing against younger 4th and 5th gen acts, Twice still took home wins, proving their staying power. By year's end, Strategy featuring Megan Thee Stallion reignited their global presence. Mixing the 2000s hip-hop with Twice's signature pop, the track and its mini-album topped Korean charts and hit number 4 on the Billboard 200, reaffirming their unshakable dominance. Then, in July 2025, Twice dropped their 4th Korean studio album and first since 2021. The record celebrated confidence and female empowerment, with Nayeon explaining the title as both our 4th and for everyone. The title track's vibrant train-themed visuals embodied girlhood and strength, and the album debuted at number 1 in Korea and number 6 in the US, extending Twice's decade-long legacy of success. But Twice managed a rare balance, letting each member shine solo while keeping their bond intact. Nayeon's solo projects showcased her bright tone and top charts. Jio's solo debut showcased her powerhouse vocals, while Tsuyu and Chaeyoung unveiled their own artistic sides through elegant and creative releases. Momo, Sana, and Mina formed Misamo, a Japanese subunit that dominated charts and proved their chemistry could thrive beyond the main group. Nayeon stepped into acting, and Jeongyeon lit up variety shows with her wit and charm. Each member grew stronger individually, yet Twice only shined brighter as a whole. Instead of competition, their solo success became collective momentum, a balance few groups ever achieve. Twice marked their 10th anniversary in 2025 with all 9 members still together, still touring, still topping charts, still breaking records. Their special album, 10 The Story Goes On, featured the heartfelt title track Me Plus You, an R&B pop dedication to Once that celebrated a decade of shared memories. The music video reflected their journey, echoing their debut and proving their story was far from over. 10 years after the story begins, Twice stood as living proof that consistency, evolution, and unity could defy time itself. 10 years, 9 members, 0 departures. Twice mastered the art of the earworm, creating songs that became the soundtrack of millions of lives. They evolved from bright rookies to mature artists without losing their identity. They conquered Korea, dominated Japan, and broke into global markets. They survived the 7-year curse. They sold out stadiums while newer generations were still finding their ground. The numbers tell part of the story. 15 million albums sold, billions of views, record-breaking tours. But the real achievement goes deeper. Twice proved that longevity in K-pop isn't luck. It's built on trust, growth, and love that never wavered. Most groups from 2015 are gone. Twice just turned 10, and did it by breaking their own records. They built something that outlasts trends and generations. They built forever, Because destiny doesn't knock once, it knocks twice. Twice dared to be bold. Will you?
10년 동안 함께 해줘서 너무너무 고맙죠.
이렇게 든든한 멤버가 있어서 너무 행복하고
우리 40살 때도 같이 하자. 10주년 축하해.
트와이스!